Hey guys, welcome back to another video. Today I'm finally going to be sharing my entire Ateez collection. I just literally threw a bunch of albums that I had right here in front of me for the intro of this video. But basically I just want to go over really quickly what I really collect for Ateez wise. I collect OT8 Korean album photo cards. I do not collect MMT photo cards anymore. I don't collect Japanese photo cards. And for the most part I don't collect special set photo cards. For example, I know that they just released a perfume set or something from My Music Taste, that company. I did not get that, and I'm not planning on it because it's just a little bit too expensive for something that I don't really need. But anyway, yeah, so I'm gonna go through my albums first, and as for extra merchandise, such as tour merchandise and things like that I bought when I went to go see them in New York, I'm probably not going to be showing too much of that just because it's kind of all over the place, and some of it is, or most of it is apparel that I don't really want to be showing since I do wear it. But I'll show a couple things that I have here, including the albums. So let's get started. So starting off on just how my Ateez shelf looks right now, I pretty much have at least 2 of each album, I'm pretty sure, on the shelf, except for EP2. I have 3 copies, including the signed one. So over here we have EP Fin, their debut album, anniversary album, and the and Answer, 2 versions there, and the 2 versions of Wave and Illusion. This is their fan light and cup holder, and the thing that just fell on the floor was the fan from the Treasure Cafe event in Korea that this cup holder also came from. Back here, Season's Greetings and posters from their tour. Starting off, of course, with their debut album, Treasure EP1 All Too Zero. So I did pre-order this album from K-Town For You, and I got 2 additional copies after I ordered a fan sign slot from Ateez. So yeah, this is what the album looks like. And I'm just going to do a flip through really quickly of pretty much just the photo book. There are some postcards and things that come inside most of the Ateez albums, some stickers, and a CD, of course, and some folded posters came in the first album as well. But yeah, this album I was super happy to get because I'm a pre-debut stan of Ateez, so I was really anticipating their debut, so I was so happy when they finally announced it with a physical album. Yeah, this album is really amazing. I love the concept, and it's very different and unique for a debut, so I'm really proud of them for releasing this, and I love it so much. Next we have Treasure EP2. Now this album I probably have the most copies of. For all Ateez albums I have quite a few copies of each. For the most part I would say 3 copies for each album, and I usually ordered those initially, those 3 copies. But for this album I also got a fan sign slot, so I ended up getting I think 3 more additional copies from what I already had, and then I bought some for more photo cards and things like that afterwards. So I think I have about 6 copies of this album at the moment, but I did end up selling one of them because this album did go off print for a little while, so I got a little extra money from selling it, but I believe it's back on print now. So yeah, I do really like this concept. My favorite concept was the Hala Hala concept, a little bit darker. This was their first official comeback with the title track Say My Name, and it was kind of like a second title track for Hala Hala. They also promoted that and had a performance video for it. So yep. Next, now we're going to be looking at EP3, One to All. This is the Illusion version. This was the first album that they had 2 versions for. This comeback came right after their tour, literally right after. I feel like it was announced so quickly. I was not prepared for it, and at this point I was a little bit surprised that they were having a comeback so soon with another mini album. But yeah, they gained so many fans after Say My Name and after their tour, so I thought that this comeback was going to be really good for them, and it was. They actually had a vote between the 2 title tracks, Illusion and Wave. Wave won, even though I was Team Illusion all the way. I really liked the song, but Wave did win. They did end up promoting both of the songs, kind of, for a little bit, but Wave was the main promotion song. I love this album version and the concept for Illusion. It's probably my favorite one out of all the Ateez concepts. So beautiful. I love this concept. Alright, next. This is the other version for EP3, One to All. This is the Wave version, and the backs of the albums do connect. From EP1 through EP3, they connect. And they do continue to have more EP-related albums afterwards, which is really weird to me, because I feel like they should have just finished it with EP3, but they just wanted to keep the concept going, I guess. So yeah, here's the photo book for this one. So a little flip through. I probably have the most of EP3 too, copies-wise. I think I have 4 of this version and then 6 of the, or no, not 6. I think I have 4 of each, maybe, or 5 of the Illusion version. I'm not totally sure, but I did have to buy a lot of that album, the Illusion version, to complete my set. So yeah, for the photo cards. All right, next. So now we have AP Fin, All to Action. Ateez just kept having more and more comebacks, which, yes, I guess that is cool for the fans and stuff to hear more music from them, but it was honestly shocking to me that they have released a full album not even a year apart from their debut. So I was just kind of worried about the boys, and I still am, because they actually just posted a teaser photo for their next comeback. This is probably the longest break that they've had between comebacks, and I'm just a little worried for their health-wise, because I know that a lot of the members have been getting injured recently and stuff, and I just don't want them to be overworked. So that's why collecting for Ateez is also really stressful. So I couldn't imagine being Ateez and how stressful it is to have all of these comebacks. But yeah, I just really hope they're doing well, and I really wouldn't mind for them to take a longer break between comebacks, because it is a lot, and it's a lot of music and a lot of pressure for all these songs and music to be as good as the previous releases. So I do hope that Ateez takes like a real official break sometime soon. But yeah, this is EP Fin. This was supposedly the wrap-up for the EP set. But yeah, this is their first full album too. It's really, really good. And they have some like stickers in there and postcards and stuff like that. And then this also had 2 versions. So this is the black version. This is probably one of the hardest covers to take off. And then here we have the white version. Oh god. You really have to like shake the cover off. There we go. I thought it was kind of strange that they switched up the standard size of the packaging from their like square packaging to this like more rectangle size packaging. I guess I kind of like it because it like switched it up a little bit, because the box packaging does take up so much space, which is really difficult on my shelf. As you can see, I kind of had them like stacked everywhere and in different spots to try and fit everything together. But yeah, let's go to the next album. So then we had their anniversary album, which I thought was just kind of completely unnecessary and a little annoying, to be honest, as a collector, just because like another release for me to buy multiple copies on and spend hundreds of dollars on. So yeah, it was a little annoying as a collector, but I think it was really cute and nostalgic. I think like to look through the photo books and see like their baby photos and really think back to like the pre-debut days when I started standing them. So yeah, it was really sweet, and I liked the concept. How it was a pretty soft concept and light. Yeah, so it was very cute. And they did do 2 sets of photo cards for this album, which I also thought was a bit unnecessary, but again, it was their anniversary, so I will let this one slide. Then we had their comeback with Answer, which is the Treasure epilogue, again sticking with the treasure thing. But yeah, so this one had a slide packaging, which not my favorite, but I really wish they switched up the colors more than anything, because this pretty much looks exactly the same as EP2. So I was like, really, really, KQ, you couldn't like switch that up at all. But yeah, so this is the album. Really nice photo books though. Really liked this concept. So yes, this is the red version. I'm not really sure. I don't think these versions have names, so I just call them by the colors. Let's see if we can get this slip cover back on. There we go. And then we also have the blue version, again with the slip cover. But yeah, like I was saying, KQ really hasn't experience with a lot of colors. Like here's another blue album. It is a different shade of blue from their Wave album, but it's still blue. I would kind of wish for like a different color every once in a while, so all their albums don't look exactly the same, but whatever. I also have their Season's Greetings set here. It doesn't have everything inside of it right now because I took like the calendar and whatever out, but it has this cover on the top, DVD, some stickers, some posters, and whatever. If you want to see a full unboxing of this though, I do have that posted up on my channel as well, so please go check that out and show that video some support. So that's pretty much all I have for albums, but I also do have this signed album that I got from when they went on tour. You could do this pre-order thing from My Music Taste. If you paid like $60, you could get a signed album from Ateez. I'm not sure if there was, I think there probably was a limited amount of these, but I bought mine pretty quickly within the first couple hours that it was announced that they were going to be doing this, so I definitely needed to snag one of these up. Now looking in my binder really quickly, we have my fan sign slots. So this is from EP2. I got Yosun's fan sign slot since he is my second bias and bias wrecker. Fan sign slot, this is pretty much what it looks like. The seller will take a page out of an album for you, and the member will sign it to your name. And you can usually ask a sticky note question for them as well, and they'll answer it. I don't really remember exactly what I asked, but I think I asked like what makes you the most happy or something, and he says when performing for Ateez, when eating chicken, and I think during their debut. I'm pretty sure that's what he said if I remember that correctly. And then next we also have Hanjun's. This was the first one that I got for their debut since he is my ultimate bias. I don't really remember what I asked at all, but his answer was something about his health, so yeah. And then here, actually, I'm probably gonna show you a different one of these that I have that's out of my binder because it's kind of hard to see in there. So this is their fan from Treasure Cafe event in Korea. I have quite a few of these from buying from the sellers through Twitter to get the photo cards that also came with them. So I had quite a few. I think I only have this one and the one in my binder left that I know of, but they usually just pop up in random places and I end up finding them somewhere. So I've just been selling and trading off the extras that I have. And I also have this cup holder from that event as well. This was obviously, if you couldn't tell, during the Wave and Illusion era, so yeah. As for other merchandise that I'll be showing you guys, I'm just going to show you what was pretty much on my shelf. So I also have their fan light. I ordered this from somebody in Twitter right when I think it was during their debut when they released this. I'm not exactly sure, but yeah, this is what it looks like. Lights up and it has a couple different settings. I brought this to the concert I went to. There were some people that I saw at the concert who also had these, which I was pretty surprised. So I'm like, they must be selling them at the concert because I feel like there's no way that many people ordered through sketchy Twitter sellers, but maybe I could be wrong. The other thing that they were also selling at the tour was the poster sets here. I did not buy this through the tour. I bought this through the same seller I brought the fan light through because they were being sold at the same time. So yeah, this is what they look like. I'll show you a quick little flip through of them. There were two sets. This was my this was the set I preferred actually because it was a little bit brighter. The other one was like a more dark set for the Holla Holla concept. And these posters are pretty big too. To like compare them to the size of the album, they're like pretty big. And they're really nice quality as well. Okay, so that is all the posters. Oh, I can't get it back in. But I don't really think I have any other merch to show as of right now. I think that's pretty much it for everything I want to show in this video. Some other merchandise that I also got from the tour included a keyring, a sweatshirt, a t-shirt, a hat, and a tote bag. But I'm probably not going to be showing those today. Sorry if you wanted to see them, but I'm sure you could find pictures of them somewhere online. So yeah, let's go move on to my binder to look at the photo cards. Moving on to my photo cards. This is my photo card binder for boy groups. We're going to be looking at this today, and right here in the front you can already see I have an Ateez related thing. This is the pre-order postcard from their second mini album through K-Town For You. Those were limited to like pre-orders and stuff. And on the side here I have my concert ticket and my VIP wristband thingy. So yeah, let's open it up, and we start off my binder with Ateez. So this is the divider that I have, and we're going to go to our EP1 collection first. So I completed this collection actually pretty slow because EP1 was pretty hard to collect for, since Ateez didn't have a lot of fans yet during their debut, so not everybody was buying their albums. So most of these photo cards, they were a little bit more on the pricier side for photo cards. I would say they were more around like $20 each for me to buy. I did get 3 albums initially. The first photo card that I pulled was Hanjun, and then I believe I pulled San and Mingi also out of my other 2 copies. I'm pretty sure that that's who else I pulled, but I do know I pulled Hanjun first. So yeah, that's everything for EP1. And these are the backs of the cards, by the way. They make a picture. I think I have some pictures of what the backs look like posted on some of my Instagram accounts, if you were interested in looking at those. But yeah, anyway, here is EP2. EP2 has rounded corners instead of the pointy corners like EP1 had, which I actually preferred the rounded corners because it was easier to tell like real photo cards from fake photo cards when they have rounded corners, mainly because they have like these little nubs at the top of the cards. You can kind of see them there. But yeah, those little nubs are usually how you can tell if a card is official or not. So it was just a bit easier because it was really hard looking at a group to collect for when they didn't really have a lot of fans yet, and when they didn't have really any way to tell if the card was official or not for EP1. So that was kind of difficult, but I'm glad that they had rounded corners for EP2. But then for EP3, they continued with the pointed corners. So I actually ended up liking the look of the pointed corners better, even after I was hoping for more rounded corners. But yeah, whatever. So I pulled, I don't even remember what I pulled from this album. I know I pulled a Hanjun, maybe a Sunwa Her too, out of my initial albums. But yeah, this is the full set for that. And backs, and here are the backs to EP2 as well. These ones spelled out, say my name. This is the wave version for EP3. I pulled 2 Sunhwas. I pulled a duplicate Sunhwa, and then I think I also pulled a Yunho, I'm pretty sure. But yeah, so EP3 was probably the most stressful collecting for me, because at the time I also decided I wanted to collect the MMT pre-order cards. So these are the Illusion version for the MMT cards, and then I also have the wave version here. But yeah, these cards were extremely stressful to get because I was collecting 4 sets at one time. 1, 2, 3, 4. So I was just spending so much money on Ateez at the time, and these cards, the MMT ones especially, were pretty rare, and I didn't order from My Music Taste because I hate that company and I have really, really bad experience with them, one of them being the Ateez concert itself, so I just don't feel the need to give them any more of my money, so I just decided to buy pretty much all these cards from resellers, which was pretty expensive, but even at the time, the MMT cards weren't like too bad. I think the most I paid for an MMT card was about $25, which was probably this one because this was the rarest card. At the time, most people were looking for that card, but since Hanjun is my alt, I made it a priority to get that card, and thankfully I found one pretty quickly. And then also the backs of these cards, what also made me really want to collect them was they were the only signature cards that Ateez had at the time, because they haven't done signature cards on their others. It's not real signatures, it's just printed signatures. And then of course the cards spelt out Wave. And these cards here, they're not part of the set, they're part of just the other card that comes in EP3, but I just put it there as kind of like a placeholder. Moving on to EP Fin, these are the white version cards. I'm not sure if like the white version or the black version comes first, but this is the white set. This set took me kind of long to do because at this point, after EP3, I was like exhausted by collecting Ateez, and I decided from this point forward I was not going to be collecting MMT photo cards anymore because it was too much. So I was already stressed out, and because I haven't finished EP3 yet when I started collecting for this, so I was already super stressed out when I was collecting this one. So I was like, do you know what, we're not going to do MMT photo cards anymore. That's just not going to happen. It's just too much money, and I don't like My Music Taste anyway. I don't order from them, etc. So it just wasn't worth it. But yeah, here is the white set, and here is the black set. These two cards are probably my favorite out of the EP Fin set. And then the group cards down there too. So now we skip to the anniversary sets. I only collected the baby photo cards for anniversary album because I was already collecting Fin at the time, so I was like, I can't do 4 sets again like I did for EP3, so I'll just decide to collect the baby photo cards because I think they're super duper cute. And personally, for most groups, I don't like when they do ID photo cards. I think they look pretty ugly and kind of like mugshots, so I just don't like to collect those. And I decided that I just wasn't going to, so I sold and traded off what I had for ID photo cards and just decided to go with the baby photo cards. In the future, I might decide to collect the ID photo cards later, but as of right now, I just want the baby photo cards. This is the back. Now moving on to their more recent sets, we have the answer sets. The last card that I needed that I just got the other day was this card for Sunhwa, the blue version. I just got that one in the other day, which I'm super happy about because now the set is complete. I really do like these sets. I think if I had to pick a favorite for answer, I think this one would probably be my favorite. But yeah, really cute. And then they also did like these, they didn't do group cards for this album, but they did these weird like message cards or whatever. I wish they did group cards for this album because they've done it for all their others except their anniversary album. So I was kind of annoyed that they didn't do group cards, but yeah. And then, so the backs look like, they make like the picture with some words on it. And then now we get into the non-album photo cards. We have this set, which is from their Season's Greetings, and this set is from their Treasure Cafe event in Korea. And you may notice how I have these cards organized. I don't start with Hanjun and Sunhwa, Yinho, so on, because the back of the photo here actually makes a picture with all their feet together when they do their little 8 makes 1 team thing. So these photo cards, if you haven't seen them before, they come from a special event that they did in Korea. Ateez, the members worked at like a cafe for like a couple days, and or maybe it was just one day that they were actually there, I'm not sure, but they were serving like their fans Americanos, and they passed out these photo cards. It was 2 per day, so like one day it would be like Jongho and Hanjun, another day it'd be like San, Nyosan, etc. So I pre-ordered them unofficially from people on Twitter who were planning on going to this event, so I ended up getting them all pretty quickly. Now these cards are actually kind of rare, so if you do want to collect these, I recommend saving up some money for those. Lastly, I have a couple extra Hunjin cards up here. These are 2 MMT photo cards, and this is his ID photo card. Like I mentioned before, I don't want to collect ID photo cards, but Hunjin is one of my alts, so of course I'm going to keep his. And I still want to collect his MMT cards, but nobody else's MMT cards. So yeah, I just have his 2 from Finn. I haven't gotten his answer MMT photo cards yet, but I do plan on getting those soon. These are pre-order photo cards from their first mini album, their debut, if you pre-ordered from K-Town For You. They're kind of holographic too in like a weird way, but yeah, that's where these cards came from. So yeah, these cards are also pretty rare now too. If you wanted to collect them, I wish you good luck. But yeah, that is pretty much it. And then my Golden Child collection, which we'll go through that another day maybe. But yeah, I think that's pretty much it. As I mentioned before, I'm not going to be going through any additional merchandise that I have, like from tours and stuff like that, because it's just a little bit too much, especially since I wear some of the apparel and whatever, and it's probably not clean. So yeah, that's pretty much it for this video. If you guys liked it and you want to see more of my collection videos in the future, please let me know in the comments down below and give this video a thumbs up. Bye!